This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Monday, the 15th day of April, in the year 2019. Here's what we're tracking tonight. A multi-agency probe into the working conditions at the Manganese mining site at Matthews Ridge, where several workers fell ill, resulting in 2 deaths, found that the workers were clearing out old mining caves while wearing no protective gear. The Public Health Ministry, the Environmental Protection Agency, and the Occupational Health and Safety Department recently visited the mining site as part of their investigation into the origins of the infection that resulted in the illness of the Chinese miners and one Guyanese driver. Consultant at the Occupational Health and Safety Department, Gwyneth King, told reporters this afternoon that interviews with some of the miners and others who worked in the area revealed a safety infraction.
Our information to date is that the workers were not wearing personal protective equipment. That is to say, they were not wearing respirators, so they were exposed to breathing in the fungal infection, the spores.
Were they required to?
If you have to do a job like that, you need to wear personal protective equipment. Otherwise, to that, you can expose yourself.
The mining cave that was being cleared had a lot of droppings from bats and rats that lived there. The cave had been closed since 1968. Senior Environmental Officer at the Environmental Protection Agency, Camille Adams, explained that the mining site had not been fully assessed by the EPA. She said the agency was preparing to go into the area when it learned of the workers falling ill.
All large-scale mines in Guyana must be authorized by the Environmental Protection Agency. And that we do according to the EPA Act 1996. This particular mine is undergoing authorization. And in fact, Mr. Premio, my colleague, was due to fly out on the Wednesday to do an assessment of the mine. They'd applied for authorization and he was flying out to do an assessment on the Wednesday. However, this episode occurred right before, so I went out with the emergency team. The Department of Health called the emergency team right away on Sunday, March 31st, I think it was.
Yes.
And then Mr. Primo joined a later team to look at the mine, but we have not had the opportunity to do our assessment as yet because this has superseded all of that.
And Chief Medical Officer Dr. Shamdeo Prasad said a number of the miners who were brought out from the area and later flown out to China by the company tested positive for hiptoplasmosis. Hiptoplasmosis is an infection by a fungus found in the droppings of birds and bats in humid areas. It is not serious if confined to the lungs, but can be fatal if spread throughout the body. He explained that the miners were exposed to the droppings for periods ranging from 4 minutes to 84 hours. The 2 miners who died both spent 84 hours in a 10-day period in the cave as part of clearing activities.
And the time charts were actually constructed. It varied from one person, and this included even the Guyanese who were there. They vary between 4 minutes to 84 hours. That was the time limit. Interestingly, 2 of the persons who actually died were in the tunnel for the 84 hours period. And one of the more serious ones was also in the tunnel for 84 hours. 84 hours was over a 10-day period. All right. We had less than 1 hour. There were 7 persons. Up to 2 hours, 2 persons. 3 hours, 3 persons, and 4 hours, 5 persons. And the 5 persons in the 4 hours and above were some of those that were also. So it definitely indicated that longer period of exposure in the tunnel were the ones most likely to come down with more severe disease as the case may be. And to make us the assumption that it was really a dose-dependent exposure. Right, so it wasn't just exposure to histoplasmosis, was the amount of period of time and the dose that they were exposed to.
The Chief Medical Officer also revealed that all the tests were negative for the H1N1 flu, and further tests also ruled out leptospirosis. Dr. Prasad noted that all necessary precautions were taken when the patients were housed at the Georgetown Hospital, although the infection could not have been transferred from person to person. More news in a moment.
I want to go big people.
One night, great vibes, nice time. It's the Big People Party again for Linden Town Week. On Thursday, April 25, you'll find out Big Man Galok. No. It's the official Big People Party with Super Ray one-man band, Buster one-man band, and DJ Akilo with all the throwback hits all night. Join Go Mosley at the Mackenzie Bandstand in Linden. One night, great vibes, nice time. It's the Big People Party, Big Man Galok, Thursday, April 25, compliments of Banks Bear. This is Banks Country.
The future is green. Let's help you experience the future with easy financing for your business or home. Be it for solar energy, water treatment recycling, water filters, energy saving appliances, or wind power projects. Enjoy competitive interest rates, fast approvals, and discounted lending services fees, low equity contribution, and flexible repayment. Visit us for details or go to www.gbtibank.com or email us at banking@gbtibank.com. GBTI, we see Guyana through your eyes.
Linden Town Week isn't just the biggest events, the best fets, the most action, cultural shows, exhibition, food, music, sports, and anything you can dream of. Linden Town Week 2019 begins from Saturday the 20th of April to Wednesday the 1st of May. For more information, contact the Linden Town Week Secretariat on 444-2200 or follow the Linden Maritime Council's Facebook page.
Hey, babe. Hello? Is Don Me quite just done?
Buddy, you need to switch to GTT Fab 5.
Fab 5?
Activate the GTT Fab 5 plan today. For only $5,005, you get free unlimited calls to 4 of your closest family and friends, 5 gigs of data plus 250 text messages, and your Fab 5 friends can call you for free. GTT Fab 5.
Oh, yeah, I like the switch. Wicked Fab 5.
Welcome back. The Public Utilities Commission today hosted its first community outreach for the year in Georgetown. Complaints Officer Mark Gobin told news source that the outreach initiative was geared towards sensitizing the public on the works of the Commission.
Basically, we have a pop-up shop here today outside of Republic Bank. Our main aim at this event today is basically to sensitize the public on the work of the Commission and what we do regarding the utility companies in Guyana. We have to review that complaint to ensure that the complaint has merit before we can proceed with that. Upon that validation process, we then dispatch a letter to the utility company seeking their investigations. They will then respond to us within a specific time frame in which we would usually update the customer, the complainant, on the findings of that investigation.
He reminded that the Public Utilities Commission deals with issues regarding billing, technical issues, application of service, among others. The Commission is also involved in other technical aspects in governing public utilities.
I paid my internet on time, and then they still disconnected the internet. When I called to inquire, they're giving you mixed up thing about the payment. So I'm here to make a complaint. Also the increase in prices.
A number of persons visited the tents at the outreach today and filed complaints against the utility companies. This was one of the first PR outreach initiatives planned by the Public Utilities Commission for this year. Another outreach is set to take place in New Amsterdam, Berbice on the 15th of May. President David Granger is expected back in Guyana this coming weekend after he completes his radiotherapy treatment in Cuba. The president completed his chemotherapy treatment for non-Hodgkin lymphoma back in March and started his radiotherapy treatment earlier this month. In a statement over the weekend, Guyana's ambassador in Cuba said the president has been keeping an active schedule in Havana. He has been out and about visiting some learning institutions and parts of Old Havana. According to the ambassador, the president has expressed a strong interest in vocational and skills training in Cuba and wanted to know and learn about the Cuban approach to the training of Cuban youths who are not in the formal education system. President Granger also visited the Cuban National Zoological Park and the National Botanic Gardens of the University of Havana over the past 2 weeks. During his tour of both the Zoological Park and the Botanic Garden, he explained some aspects of Guyana's Green State strategy to the administrative staff and tasked the Guyana embassy there with developing MOUs between Guyana and those Cuban agencies. In reviewing Guyana-Cuban collaboration in the health sector, President Granger expressed a deep concern with the high incidence of cancer, heart disease, and diabetes in Guyana, and would like stronger ties between Guyana and the Cuban medical institutions that specialize in those ailments. 6 persons in the Berbice area are likely to face marijuana possession and trafficking charges this week after they were busted with over 35 pounds of compressed marijuana in 2 separate busts yesterday. In a statement, the Guyana Police Force said in the first operation on Sunday afternoon, ranks found 10 pounds of marijuana stashed in a speaker box of a car. The 3 occupants of the vehicle, including the driver, were all arrested. Later on Sunday afternoon in New Amsterdam, another car was stopped and officers discovered several parcels of marijuana, weighing more than 20 pounds in the trunk of that car. The 3 occupants of that car were also arrested. According to the police force, the operations that unearthed the marijuana were all well coordinated. Still in the police blotter, the daughter of the 69-year-old Berbice woman who was found murdered in her kitchen will face a murder charge after admitting to investigators that she was the one who murdered her own mother. The body of pensioner Rukmin Jamir was found sprawled on the floor of her kitchen with her throat slit on Friday. The same daughter, who has now admitted to the crime, was the person who called in the police and initially told investigators that she found her mother's lifeless body when she returned home from church. Investigators zeroed in on the daughter as a suspect after they found out that days before the murder she was involved in a fight with her mother. The mother had reportedly accused her of stealing her money and had complained to other relatives about threats. In a statement last evening, the Guyana Police Force confirmed that the daughter has admitted to the murder and the alleged murder weapon was found. An official post-mortem examination on the murder victim took place today. Across the Region is coming up next. One night, great vibes, nice time. It's the Big People Party again for Linden Town Week. On Thursday, April 25, you'll find out Big Man got luck. No luck. It's the official Big People Party with Super Ray one-man band, Buster one-man band, and DJ Akito with all the throwback hits all night. Join Go Mosley at the Mackenzie Bandstand in Linden. One night, great vibes, nice time. It's the Big People Party, Big Man got luck. Thursday, April 25, compliments of Banks Bear. This is Banks Country.
Guyoil is a proud Guyanese-owned and Guyanese-operated company, serving our nation for over 42 years. All the profits remain in Guyana and are used for the development of our country. So when you buy fuel and lubricants from Guyoil, you are directly contributing to Guyana's economic development. Let's continue to build this nation together. Fuel up and drive with Super 95 from Guyoil.
Fuel it up and drive! Guyana, for the first time ever, 2 heavyweights in the music industry on one night, on one stage. Extra Beer presents Yardie Fete Dancehall and Soca Concert. Performing live, the youngest and hottest dancehall artist, Alkaline, the Conqueror. And the hottest soca artist, Farmer Natty. Get your tickets now for an affordable $3,000, stage front $15,000. Ticket location: White Castle Fish Shop, Just Your Size Boutique, Guinness Bar, Pleasant, Itel Food Shop, Durban Street, Fireside Grill and Chill, Buxton Gas Station, Dave Parker, Digicel Starbrook Bar, Colors Boutique, Westsiders Entertainment Center, Patsy's BPAT Food Court, Sault Ste. Junction, Extra Beer Location, Starbrook Market, Sweet Point Orange Walk, and HJ Radio Station. Yardie Fete, live, Alkaline and Farmer Nappy, Soca and Dance Hall Concert on Easter Saturday, 20th April 2019 at Guyana National Stadium. Come, Corona, Extra Beer, and Extra Energy Drink.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways.
knowing that's what being a man is all about, and ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Across the region right now, Jamaicans are the main culprits in an emerging illicit scheme of Caribbean nationals submitting fraudulent skill certificates to obtain the right to work in Caricom countries, an issue likely to inflame anti-free movement passions to the detriment of an already struggling integration movement. The Jamaican Gleaner reports that the details are contained in a confidential report which was obtained by the Sunday Gleaner, which continues the decades-long trend of highlighting how the words of Caricom leaders mean little as the follow-through with implementation remains poor and of great concern. Up to 2018, some 168 fraudulent skill certificates were detected or seized in 6 Caricom territories, according to the report prepared by the Caricom Secretariat for the 48th meeting of the Council for Trade and Economic Development, which will be held in Guyana later this month. The report dated April 9th gives an update on the implementation of the Caricom single market and economy. The bulk of the fake documents were submitted in Trinidad and Tobago. Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, Grenada, St. Kitts, and St. Lucia were the other receiving countries. No arrests were reported, and according to the Caricom document, investigations have also not revealed the source countries of the fraudulent certificates. The skill certificate is part of the Caricom law adopted by the 15-member bloc to allow nationals with certain skills to move freely and work in any of the participating countries without the need for a work permit. 10 categories of workers can benefit under the regime. Agricultural workers and security guards are in line to join. Turning now to Haiti, a dispute between Haiti and the U.S. energy trading firm is leading to long blackouts and fuel shortages in the Caribbean nation, feeding anger at the president and his government following the collapse of a supply deal with Venezuela last year. The capital's fragile power grid was dealt a blow when Novum Energy Trading Company suspended shipments in February, leaving residents without electricity for days and many gas stations with no fuel at the pumps. Novum says the government owes $40 million in overdue payments for fuel. Haitian officials did not reply to requests for comment from the Reuters news agency. And finally tonight, international news. A major fire has engulfed much of one of France's most famous landmarks, the medieval Cathedral of Notre-Dame in Paris. Its spire has collapsed. The cause is not yet clear, but officials say it could be linked to renovation works. A major operation to tackle the blaze was on the way at the 850-year-old Gothic building. Last year, the Catholic Church in France appealed for funds to save the building, which was crumbling. The BBC reports that loud bangs could be heard as flames burst through the roof of the cathedral, also engulfing its left tower. Thousands of people gathered in the streets around the cathedral, observing the flames in silence. Some could be seen crying while others sang hymns. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. Gordon Mosley reporting.